You've heard us shit all over John Moxley and the Death Riders. You've heard us whinge about AEW main event scene. Well, pull up your Deadpool socks, strap yourselves in, because it's WWE's turn. Because the Legion of Boom is bringing you the special edition of LOB Cast Wrestling, the Wankermania 41 edition. With me, your voice of reason, Dave Stevens, and of course, my metrosexual tag team partner, the Tower of Power, Lee Hazel.
These are getting slightly better every week, these adjectives you're using to describe me. I've got to say, some of them are actually coming across as complimentary. Well, yeah. I'm a little bit worried, Dave. Okay, that was your intro. The one that I was floating about was saying that this weekend we have seen one of the most awesome, one of the most epic two-night events in wrestling history. And that event's name was Spring Breakthrough. Because the Dynamite and Collision two-night event this week, I think, absolutely shat all over this.
It did.
Ospreay Takeshita, one of the best matches I've seen this year.
I totally forgot that happened.
It's easy to do when you are...
When you watch like 16 hours of wrestling or whatever it was. How many hours of wrestling was it this weekend?
Standard level was 3. Both nights of WrestleMania were 4 each. Carry the 1 because we're fast forwarding through all of the absolute bollocks that they put in between them. And then you've got Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Collision... Jesus Christ.
You're looking at about 15, something like that.
Doing with my life.
I know.
Bloody hell.
I mean, to be honest, it ain't that because I do fast forward the faff, especially on WWE.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, a 4-hour WrestleMania night one was about 90 minutes of wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, at some point you can even think to yourself, right, they're not doing anything special for their entrance, so I'm just going to diddle that along a little bit, because it's still going to be 2 minutes.
Well, you gave the shout out to Collision. I want to give a shout out to NXT Stand and Deliver.
Absolutely.
Because that was great.
Easily, of all the WWE main events, that was the best one.
It wasn't even the main event. The undercard was great. There was a better tag team match on that show than WrestleMania. There was a great ladder match.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, the ladder match was great, yeah.
The women's four-way was great. It was much better than WrestleMania. But anyway, you're here to listen to us talk about WrestleMania.
Whether you like it or not.
You know, I mean, to be honest, there was some good stuff. So I'm going to give the good stuff credit when credit is due. But to be honest, this is probably one of the worst WrestleManias I've ever seen. Yeah,
this is easily, this is for me... WrestleMania 32 levels of out-and-out indulgence, of slow-paced, nothing really happening, all of the good matches on the worst spots. So...
Well, I've never seen WrestleMania 32, so now I know to skip that one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is my first two-night WrestleMania I've seen. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be honest, it's the first time I've watched an entire WrestleMania in well over a decade, I'd say.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, because you know I'm only recently back to watching the. But I mean, it just seems like they've gone to 2 nights because they want to get more stuff on the show. But now it seems like, oh shit, we've got to fill out 2 nights. Let's just fill it with wank.
Yeah,
let's fill it with adverts and shitty TV matches. Well, to be fair, they works. Even the good match, they were good matches, but a lot of them should have just been TV matches. They're not. This is supposed to be the pinnacle of professional wrestling. This
not an above-average Raw.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the pinnacle of professional wrestling, and most of this was. I mean, I've sat and watched last night's Raw, and a lot of that was better than this.
Oh yeah. I have not seen the whole thing. I have not had the time, but I have been able to just watch every a few bits and pieces on the YouTubes. Which, by the way. What is the point in watching Raw and SmackDown on Netflix when all of the important stuff is transferred over to YouTube completely unedited? It's full segments, entire full segments. I don't understand even the need to have Netflix Raw and SmackDown.
You can't watch them arrive into the arena on YouTube, can you? You know, it's the best bit. Can you watch Pat McAfee and Michael Cole yeet? On YouTube, I don't know.
Don't.
See, I haven't got the YouTube Premium thing, so I get a lot of adverts when it comes to WWE's YouTube videos are ridiculous for adverts. So
I mean, YouTube is by far and away the thing that I watch the most. So
I watch a lot of YouTube. I just don't watch WWE on YouTube because WWE's YouTube channel is terrible for adverts.
Yeah. I mean, that is the reason why I actually put... What the hell did happen there? Sorry,
he's playing with his mouse again.
Yeah.
That's why you pay for the YouTube Premium.
Yeah, that's why I pay for the YouTube Premium, because I watch so much stuff on it, and it just makes a lot more. It makes more sense me paying for YouTube than it makes sense for me to pay for Netflix.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, should we just go through Wrestle? I mean,
are we just going to do it?
Well, there's so much. I think. Well, to be honest, considering I want to whinge about this first match.
Oh yeah.
I probably want to whinge about this first match, and I do the main event. To be fair.
So really.
Yeah.
Main event of night one.
No, main event of the whole show. There's only one main event of WrestleMania, and I don't care.
I'm so glad you say that.
I don't care what Pepsi Phil says. He's not a WrestleMania main eventer.
Do you know what? Just getting on this now because we have touched on it. When the whole the 2-night thing first started happening, and I believe the first ever night one main event. It might not have been the first ever night one main event. It might have been one that happened a little bit down the line, but. What a night one main event at one point was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. And everyone was absolutely 100% on board with the idea that the night one main event is a main event. Because everyone wanted to say that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have main evented. But now CM Punk is the main event.
Well, yeah, but
everyone's changed their tune.
Well, the main event of one of them, like Kevin Owens and Stone Cold just having a brawl.
Yeah.
Not even a match, it was just a brawl.
Yeah, it was just a brawl. Yeah, it was a segment rather than an actual
It's not
match,
the main event.
It's not the main event,
Let's be honest.
No.
To be honest, if you just cut out the TV matches and the faff in between matches, you would just have a normal long... You could have had an half-decent 4 or 5 hour WrestleMania.
Absolutely,
to be fair.
Yeah, there is one excellent card in this
surrounded by wank, yeah. Well, let's go from the start because I want to talk about the opening. So another thing I noticed about WrestleMania, I haven't watched for a long time, so I don't know how long ago they changed. But they don't have the is it the America the Brave, the song when you'd have the singer singing?
I believe that they did that at the end of the pre-show, rather than doing it at the beginning of the show.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't watch the pre-show because isn't the pre-show on YouTube for this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's as far as I know, there was no matches on it. So why would
there was a match for the Stand and Deliver pre-show, which was quite good.
Oh, was there? What was that?
It was a tag team match. It was Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley versus... what are their names? What are their names? I don't know. I can't remember their names. But it was good.
Was it better than Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez?
Probably as a match, maybe. Yeah, it was a better match. In ring, it was. I mean, obviously, it didn't have the spectacle, but...
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, should we start with WrestleMania?
Yep.
So, main event, Jey Uso taking on Gunther for the World Championship. Main event, Jey Uso, winner of the Royal Rumble, winner of the coveted main event spot of WrestleMania, opens WrestleMania.
Or as I've been calling him, since probably, I would say, summer last year... ad break Jey Uso. Because he spends more time in the ad break than he does on the main event.
This is just... I mean, the match itself was uninspired, but the build to this was crap.
Yeah.
I mean, the only good... I mean, I enjoyed Jey Uso winning the Rumble, but, as soon as he picked Gunther as the champion, I thought, here we go. Because let's be honest, there's only one champion.
It absolutely is.
I don't know why. I don't know why this belt needs to be there.
They have
considering there isn't a definitive brand split. Why do we need 2 world champions? Honestly,
I mean, the thing is that they have done nothing to make me believe that the World Heavyweight Championship is a world championship. No. They have devalued it. They have made Gunther feel like he is a mid-card champion in his entire run.
This is the level what the Intercontinental title should be at.
Exactly. And that's the thing with Gunther in the last 5, 6, maybe it's even been a decade. I'll have to actually look. But he has been UK champion, NXT champion, and Intercontinental champion, and all of those reigns absolutely piss all over the World Heavyweight Championship reign that he has had since last year.
This is just a nothing belt. Get rid of this belt.
Yep.
Elevate the Intercontinental belt, and then have that elevated above the US title. Have like AEW.
3-tier system.
You've got the World, the International, and the TNT in AEW.
Absolutely, and
sometimes the International is treated as highly regarded as the World.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like that's the reason why I sort of think that you can count Orange Cassidy as a sort of semi-champion, semi-world champion. But yeah, no, this was just... And the thing that absolutely boiled my piss, to borrow a phrase from, what's his name? Oh, who's the bald bloke? I completely forgotten his name. The one who's on What Culture and that. He's a wrestler now as well.
Oh, him?
Yeah. Yes,
Ed
up
Slappy.
and down. Yeah, up and down, man. I've completely forgotten his name. Anyway.
It'll come to us in a minute, but yeah.
He's... Main event Jey Uso opening up night 1 of WrestleMania during the daytime. The point of him getting a world title shot of WrestleMania was so that he could have his big entrance moment. And his entrances look better on Monday Night Raw because they're taking place in a closed arena where the sun isn't still up.
Yeah.
It was too light.
This was just pants. It was just... It pushed. It's clearly because the live crowd liked to do the yeet thing. Is that why he's got the push?
Oh yeah.
Because it's
absolutely,
not for it's not for this match. This match was
it's
rubbish.
not for the matches. It's not for the wrestling. It's not for his character, which is nowhere near as good as what it could be. One good thing happened in the entire build-up to Gunther versus Jey Uso, and that was Jimmy Uso getting his ass handed to him
when he got
by
attacked.
Gunther. Yeah, when he got attacked, and this played nothing into this match. Instead, they went for the bad bit of the build where they're trying to say that Jey Uso is every bit the competitor that Gunther is, which is not legitimate. No one's buying into that. Yes. But a blood feud, something where Jey Uso goes absolutely hell for leather to damn near kill the guy who took out his brother, that I would have believed. But this had no legitimacy for me whatsoever.
Terrible build. Shouldn't have really been on the card, to be fair.
A main event for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, this is a SmackDown main event at best.
I actually think they did Saturday night. They did this is a rerun of a Saturday night main event. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that match was better than this
I'm pretty sure it was, because it didn't have Gunther tapping in 2 seconds to a chokehold.
This was crap. This was crap.
Yeah.
Well, then we got another crap. Well, the next match we had New Day taking on.
I would say
the War Raiders. This was a perfectly acceptable tag team match.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cooler match for something that did not need any cooling whatsoever.
But this didn't. Again, we're 2 matches in. We're about 20. We're about halfway. How long? What was it? We've got about 20 minutes of wrestling now.
Yep.
But we're probably about 40 minutes in at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And I still didn't feel like I was watching WrestleMania.
No.
This match was boring.
Mm-hmm.
This was the wrong tag team match to have on it. You had a far better tag team match earlier in the day on the NXT show with Fraxium and Hank and Tank.
Fraxium and Hank and Tank, I'm actually upset that they've lost the belts, because they have been one of my favourite things about all of the NXT stuff that I've watched recently.
Might be getting a call-up, though.
I'm hoping that severely.
This is rubbish, and what pisses me off even more is on SmackDown, you've had... this match never had no build... I don't know if there was a... Because... To be honest, a lot of the video packages I whizzed through.
Yeah.
I can't remember if there was a video packages, but I don't remember hardly any bit. I've been watching every week. I don't remember hardly any build to this match.
The build is nothing to do with the New Day versus the War Raiders. Because I did watch the video package. It was mostly just
about New Day being heels with Big E. But what I was going to say is, on SmackDown, you've had a fantastic build with the tag team titles, with multiple teams. And now what they're going to do is this week on SmackDown, there's going to be a TLC match between the 4 teams. Why is that not on WrestleMania?
TLC 5, mate. You know what I mean?
Why is there not why is they going to have a TLC match for the tag titles from this quite very good built storyline on SmackDown? One of the better things on SmackDown. And yet I've had to watch this.
Yeah, it's
a 10-minute nothing.
It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And the worst part about this match was that ending came out of absolutely nowhere. And honestly, WWE have just so doubled down on the idea that heels are supposed to make the shows bad so you don't cheer for them.
Yeah.
And they are protecting that idea so much. I'm starting to find WWE programming to be less entertaining every single time I see it.
Yeah, it's just this is just poor. I mean, I weren't watching WrestleMania at this point. I was bored. I was really bored.
Yeah.
And then we got to the next match, and to be honest, I perked up a bit. I smiled a bit.
Yeah.
We had Jade Cargill versus Naomi, which, to be honest, probably shouldn't be a WrestleMania match again.
Nope.
But Jade Cargill came out, and this is the first time in a show I saw a star.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, she's green as a wrestler. Don't get me wrong. She's still, she's not an accomplisher. She's only been doing it for a couple of years or whatnot.
Yeah.
But she looks like a star. She came out, she looked like a star. Their match exceeded my expectation.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to shit all over because they actually done some quite good work. It's just not WrestleMania caliber match.
I will say, the one thing I will shit on is their entrances were both such afterthoughts.
Yeah, that was a bit pants. What with the little weather thing and on the Jades?
Oh, yeah, but even worse than that was Naomi's entrance. Just two dudes standing in the middle of broad daylight on that stage holding up a sign for Jade Cargill to burst through.
Oh, for Naomi to burst through.
The camera angle was crap because you could see all of the production that was going on behind the scenes. Yeah. And it looked like the most rinky-dink thing I have ever seen.
I'm not watching I don't feel like I'm watching WrestleMania. No.
And then you had and even the Jade Cargill thing, I was like, oh, that idea was severely underdeveloped. Yeah. They could have done that a lot better, but
I mean, when she came out, I just thought, oh, she looks like a megastar. She comes across on TV as a megastar. I thought that when she was in AEW. So, I mean, it was only 10, it was just under 10 minutes the match. Yeah. So, I mean, did it need to, it could have deserved a place. It was only 10 minutes. It could have been a buffer match for Summit, but again, 3 matches in.
The video package for this as well is one of those things, and the build-up as well. I think I
skipped that video again.
It was promising such an epic match because this is a real blood feud that Jade Cargill and Naomi have got going on. Naomi threw Jade Cargill on top of a car or something like that.
Shield or something, yeah.
And, at the Elimination Chamber, Jade Cargill beat the snot out of Naomi. Yeah. And I thought that this was going to lead to a really, really, really violent encounter between the two of them. Yeah. And it just did not materialise. It was a wrestling match.
Assuming that's could be largely because of Jade's in-ring skill, because she's like a female Goldberg.
Yeah, but, one of the ways in which you protect green wrestlers is you give them a bunch of weapon spots. Yeah. Because they're easier to do.
I enjoyed this match for the 10 minutes it was. But yeah, I'm still not watching WrestleMania. Yeah. And then we get to match 4. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. Another 10-minute.
Yeah.
This was a perfectly acceptable wrestling match, but again, it's not the cream of the crop. Yeah. It's not WrestleMania.
I very much like Jacob Fatu.
I like Jacob Fatu.
But this is the worst thing that he's done in a while. His match with Braun Strowman was better than this.
I do enjoy Jacob Fatu, and then he's another guy that looks. He's just got it.
Yeah. Another star.
He's another star. But
passes the airport test.
And LA Knight's a good entertainer. But again, this is just a TV match.
It is a TV match. Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not knocking the match. It was a perfectly fine match. But I'm 4 matches into WrestleMania, and how many matches were on this card? 7.
Yeah.
7 matches. I'm 4 matches in a 7-match card, and the last match was about half hour. So what am I 2 hours in at this point?
Absolutely.
Something like that. Yeah.
El Grande Americano.
Right. I watched the video package for this one. I thoroughly enjoyed the video package. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. It was under 10 minutes of nonsense. I do like a bit of silly wrestling. So we had El Grande Americano, whoever that is under the mask.
Chad Gable.
No, whoever that is under the mask. Kayfabe. We don't know who it is.
I genuinely did not know that's where you were going.
Kayfabe. We don't know who that is. That's just rumour and speculation.
He's a tall cup of coffee.
I was surprised it was Ray Phoenix because I didn't catch
Rey Mysterio got
injured,
yeah.
Which I do remember. I think I watched on SmackDown. He had a match, But I was just like, I was surprised. Rey Fenix, because you know Rey Fenix is good. But this was a good match. Two good wrestlers. Complete silliness, because obviously El Grande Americano is just he's not a Mexican luchador.
Yeah.
You know, it's complete silliness. I really enjoyed it. But again,
it's not a
WrestleMania match.
And also, elephant in the room here, previous to this match, I think it was literally just before this match happened, WWE announced that they had purchased AAA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Rey Fenix...
NXT Mexico, you mean?
Yeah, NXT Mexico, yeah. And Rey Fenix is one of the OG big AAA stars. Yeah. And he lost. To an American in a mask.
You know what? I enjoyed the fact that he lost, though. I enjoyed because he used the metal thing in the mask. He
used the metal thing in the mask.
It wasn't like he got screwed, so it wasn't like he lost claim.
I did think the reason that they set up the metal thing in the mask was for a Rey Mysterio or whoever it was supposed to be, to use the loaded mask against him. Yeah. So they lead up to it on SmackDown. And it goes wrong at WrestleMania, and the babyface gets a big win. But I guess they're going with the El Grande Americano character for a little bit longer. But yeah, no, it's kind of, to me, it's a little bit... If you're a fan of AAA and you want to know what kind of relationship that WWE are going to have with them, and then you see this match, your confidence ain't going to be sky high. I mean, it's great that Rey Fenix got on WrestleMania. Yeah. It's fantastic.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was at this point I started enjoying the show. I started enjoying the show. But I didn't feel like I was watching WrestleMania still. But I was enjoying myself at this point. Because for me, this is where it started to get... I enjoyed the rest of the show from here, personally. So that was a good match. And then after that, we had Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, which... I was very surprised how good this was.
I'm actually, because as we're looking at the rundown of this, I can see that this match went on for 19 minutes, and that shocked me. That did not feel like a 19-minute match.
Because to be honest, the build for this was weird.
It
got a bit out of hand. Yeah. There was a few personal things come up.
Charlotte let her emotions get ahead of her.
And to be honest, I haven't enjoyed Charlotte Flair at all since she won the WrestleMania at Royal Rumble.
I still, to this day, I will tell you now that a veteran should have won the Men's Royal Rumble and a new wrestler should have won the Women's Royal Rumble.
But regardless, this match started, and then everything that Charlotte Flair pissed me off about, she shut up and wrestled. And this match was... It was good. I really enjoyed it. It seemed like they... didn't like each other.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably don't, but it seemed like they didn't like each other. It was a good amount of physicality. There was some good wrestling in it. I really enjoyed Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that Charlotte Flair can see from a mile away that Tiffany Stratton is going to end up having her spot. Yeah. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Charlotte's a Flair. You know, she comes from that old school wrestling mentality of like, everyone's after your spot. That's why you've got to be paranoid. You've got to think that everyone's your enemy. And that, that toxic fucking shit that's probably been drilled into her by her old man.
But I mean, again, I don't see why we need two world titles. But this was the first match I thought, okay, this is something I would have put on WrestleMania. Big name Charlotte Flair, up and coming star Tiffany. I mean, up and coming star. She's already the women's champion.
Yeah.
But up and coming star, quote unquote.
They have put their weight behind Tiffany Stratton, and it shows.
And I mean, fantastic entrance from them, and it was like it felt like a big time match. And so I enjoyed it. It was good. It was good fun.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was fully prepared to shit all over this because I haven't enjoyed anything Charlotte Flair's done this year. Yeah. But she proved me wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of people say. Look, a lot of people were expecting, the build's been bad, but the match has been great. And, I was not expecting that to actually come to fruition. But no, it really has done.
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Right, how long are we into this then? Let's have a quick check because... Okay, 24 minutes, that's not too bad.
That's not bad.
We'll spend the next 5 talking about the main event of night one.
Yeah, because we don't want to keep you here all bloody night talking about one
Christ.
The next match, Seth Rollins, CM Punk Roman Reigns triple threat match. It's not a main event of WrestleMania. No. Sorry. I mean, it's a good main event to this show.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But to be honest, you could have really got rid of the previous 6 matches. You could have even got rid of the Tiffany. You could have got rid of all these matches and put this on night 2 and just had a longer show.
Yeah.
And you would have been, and you might have had an half decent WrestleMania.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, the main event's going to be the main event, Cena and all that's going to be. But yeah, you could have had a half decent show.
Yeah,
if you would have got rid of.
I think that what WWE are really doubling down on that is the idea that people want the main event and that the rest of it is superfluous. So don't give, basically do the opposite of what AEW does, which is
a fantastic show with a shit main event.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last few, Will Ospreay was in a cage match at Revolution. There was blood all over the shop in the Hollywood ending, and WWE are effectively saving up all of the stuff that people are interested in: the intrigue, the blood, the violence, the run-ins, all of those bits of interference for the main event, so the main event seems more special, and everyone goes home happy with the main event.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a 7-match card, and 4 of them matches are around 10 minutes. It's like,
but if they are saving everything good to happen for the main event, then I've got to say that kind of.
If you want me to sit through 4 hours of wrestling, then give me 4 hours.
I mean,
of
don't
wrestling.
get me wrong. I do prefer a show where I'm enjoying every aspect of the show.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't expect 4 hours of non-stop wrestling.
Yeah.
But 40 minutes is most of your card.
Yeah,
on a 4-hour show.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's nonsense. But this main event was good.
Seth Rollins versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns.
Considering it was the weird build with let's all fight over Paul Heyman on a pole match.
Yeah, I just that and the reason why I could not get on with the build for this match. The real reason why is because I am just not invested in the relationship that Paul Heyman has with either person. Because as far as I'm concerned, the Paul Heyman CM Punk stuff happened, over 7 years ago. It's not fresh in the memory. It's not something that I get excited about. And his relationship with Roman Reigns, I think...
longer than that, because, he's been gone for over 10 years.
Oh, yeah, no, he came back. Yeah. He came back after 7 years. And that was almost 2 years ago, so it's almost 10 years now. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and his relationship with Roman Reigns, I think, completely destroyed the character of Paul Heyman. He went from being the guy who stood on top of Brock Lesnar's shoulders, the doomsayer of WWE, predicting death and destruction.
Becoming a little wimp.
Yeah, to becoming a bloke who goes round the back and starts going, "Oh, my tribal chief! Oh, my tribal! Oh, they're going to get you alive, my tribal chief." He does it well.
I mean, to be honest,
he does it well. But
everything Paul Heyman does, he does well.
I'm sorry, I just when he gets into that head shaking, almost Paul Bearer sort of style stuff he gets done. It's too cartoonish for me.
To be honest, I think everything he does. I think Paul Heyman's fantastic. But I mean, even with that silly build, it played well into the actual match. It was a good match. We ended up basically... So Seth Rollins won after... I forgot his name, Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
First of all...
It's spelled out right there in front of you.
He screwed over CM Punk first of all with a low blow.
Yeah, that was funny.
To set up Roman Reigns. And then he done exactly the same and he screwed both of them over and joined Seth Rollins.
They even gave us the Shield chair shot.
We had the Shield chair shot. We had power bombs through tables. We had... I mean, this was a good...
all the interesting stuff happened
I mean,
here.
to be honest, I forgot the first 10-15 minutes of the match because by this point, because I watched it early in the morning and at this point Ness and Bella got up and started making noise in the kitchen and it took me out. I was like, what? Like, stop talking to people. But this was great. All the false finishes, spears, stomps, the lot. Oh, it was great. It was a great match. It was a very good. I am actually going to go back and watch this again at some point.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Now I haven't got 17 hours of wrestling.
I know. It's like, if there's one thing that I would say that hurt this match for me, it's just the fact that by this point I was quite fatigued. I'd already just seen what's it called? Stand and Deliver, NXT Stand and Deliver. I had watched, 6 hours of pro wrestling in the previous week.
Oh, see, I watched Stand and Deliver on the Saturday morning.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I watched Stand and Deliver on Saturday morning, so I watched this on Sunday morning, so I didn't.
Right, okay.
But yeah, this was good. But yeah, I agree with you said. I mean, if you did actually watch the show, you're like 3.5 hours in before this starts.
Yep.
And you've watched an hour of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, to be honest, overall, night one I thought was wank, to be fair. The main event was good. Does that save a show?
No.
Not in my opinion.
No, not in my opinion.
Not in my opinion.
In just the sort of same way that I don't think Dynasty or Revolution was
crap
by
because
the main
event.
event.
I mean, because
we can't say that this one was good because
of a main event. Yeah, that's it. So can't double standard here. We treat both companies fairly. This was wank.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we had night two. Now, night two started, and instantly I felt like I was watching WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
I felt like this was WrestleMania. You just put that triple threat match on this card and maybe take out one match, which I'll get to later.
Yeah.
Logan Paul. And I think you would have had a perfectly good, decent WrestleMania here. I mean, even though I enjoyed this, I do have some negatives about this card, because even though I liked the matches and stuff themselves, there are some things that I think, well, why did you do that though? What are you doing? But I mean, we'll start with the first match. Perfect opener to a WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Io Skye, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, triple threat match. Great build. Fully hyped for this match.
May I
Great
ask
match.
you, is this... So I get the feeling it's going to be between this and the night one main event. Which was your match of the show?
This was better.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
I enjoyed this more.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and rewatch the main event.
I mean, it's half the time as well. Like, if you look at that, 32 minutes from Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it seems like they had to put on the same match, but in half the time.
Exactly, yeah. And that to me gave it a sense of urgency that I feel like
the thing is, the difference between this is I gave a shit about the storyline going in. I didn't care about the Seth Rollins storyline. I mean, Seth Rollins was the most enjoyable bit about his story. I didn't care about that storyline. The match was good, and everything, and the drama and everything that happened. It was WrestleMania worthy. The previous night's main event, but this, I cared about the storyline going this. The Rhea Ripley champion losing it to Io Skye a few weeks out, and then basically a feud being between Belair and Rhea Ripley, who was pushing Io Skye. It played perfectly into it, and there was some great spots in this match. There were some great spots as well. There was a good spot where Io Skye got flipped over and hit the ring post. There was a nice one where she missed the moonsault and just got booted. Like Rhea Ripley's legs are longer than Io Skye, so she just took those legs to the face. This was hair whip from Bianca and stuff. The hair
whip is like, commentary sell the hair whip like she's got out a 2x4 and it's just
but
gone.
You can hear it. Though. That's the thing. You can hear it and you can see it. Like, especially, I mean, I don't remember it much on this, but remember the Elimination Chamber when Thingy took it, when Liv took it, and she had that welt across her. Yeah,
right. She kept getting hit across the back, and yet the welt they were pointing to was one across the stomach.
No, it's because the hair came all the way around.
Okay.
She got it over the back, but the whiplash of it obviously came round.
Damn. It was me just thinking that they were trying to trick you into that. They were trying to gaslight you. Yeah. No.
We now know your dad didn't whip you as a boy then. You're metrosexual.
I'm not sure that means what you think it means.
I know what it means. I'll Google it.
So I think thoroughly that was match of... Well, not match of the weekend. Certainly not match of the week.
It was definitely match of this night.
Yeah.
Probably the match of WrestleMania.
Yeah, probably the match of WrestleMania. But still, though, ladder match, tag team match. I even thought the main event better than... Do you know what? Genuinely, the worst part of Stand and Deliver, just so we're talking about it now, I genuinely thought was Saints versus Paige.
Yeah, it was a bit pants on it. Yeah,
it was just not like... Yeah.
And that was the only singles match on that card. Yeah, that was a bit...
Everyone everyone was talking about WrestleMania as if that was going to be
because another one I weren't too keen on was the D'Angelo street fight type thing. But I mean, that was good fun in the end because it had the post match angle, which was quite fun. But Bianca Belair, Skye, Rhea Ripley. Skye is still the champion. Fantastic match, fantastic. This storyline is great. And we had a good follow up to it on Raw today.
Yes.
Did you see bits of Raw?
I'm not sure I saw.
So Stephanie Vaquer came out. And they started to have a match.
Her and Skye,
started to have a match, and then it got interrupted. Then it got ruined by what's the little girl from NXT called?
Roxanne Perez.
That's it. Her and Julia came out, and then Rhea Ripley came out for the save. So I'm intrigued. This is the World Championship for women. I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Tiffany Stratton, but that should be the mid-card, really.
Yeah.
Because it's quite clear that, obviously, looking at this WrestleMania card, that they don't care about the mid-card titles for the women, to be fair. Though I do love Chelsea Green.
They've got,
Nia Valkyrie.
But she's not here to defend her belt.
I really enjoy her stuff. But, I mean, you could just put the Intercontinental Championship on. I think that's what they should do. They should have a World Championship, Intercontinental Championship, and then the US title being the third belt. Like it used to be back then. You had World, Intercontinental, European.
US, European, yeah.
That's what they should do.
God, the European title.
I know.
God,
it was a nice looking belt.
Yeah. Pretty much the reason why that belt existed is because they never wanted to give the World Heavyweight Championship to a drug addict from Britain.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Turned up to WrestleMania after having smoked crack.
Speaking of drug addicts from Britain, Glasgow man coming down now.
That's only alleged. I've
seen Trainspotting. But anyway, no, all seriousness. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest.
None of the Scots listen to this one. They'll eat us alive. They'll deep fry us first.
They got to get past the wall and a river.
It's a good job we're not big enough to be cancelled.
Anyway, Drew versus Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight. I don't know what's fucking City. Oh, Sin City, Las Vegas. Okay, Las Vegas, well done.
Which, by the way,
AEW booking there.
Yeah, I am sorry, but I am absolutely perfectly fine with street fights just being named after the city that you're in. Yeah. I'm fine with that. I don't know why people are like, what's the rules for this one then? Why is this one different to the rest of it?
I mean,
it's a promotional tactic.
It's a hardcore match. Yeah. We all know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just a bog standard ECW match. But to be fair, I was not hyped for this going in. I didn't care about this match. I thought, why is this on WrestleMania?
Yeah, I thought, why is Drew McIntyre having to do this?
And then they came out and Drew came out with his silly Doom gear, which looks ridiculous. He definitely didn't want to be wearing that, did he?
Oh, quick word. The sponsorships on this show, massively distracting.
Yeah.
Hugely distracting.
Oh, yeah, because we forgot to say about the tag team match on night one when Ivar and that came out as in their goofy Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
Oh, they just look stupid. Yeah.
I mean, they have had some absolutely fantastic, especially at WrestleMania. They have had some of the best gear going in the big events.
Yeah, well, they're like Vikings and stuff, aren't they? And then they come out with this cartoony stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it was wank. Ugh. But this match, didn't want to see it, didn't care about the build-up, didn't whizzed through the fucking, what was it, the video package, didn't care. And then the match started, and this was great.
Yeah.
This was a great match.
Drew McIntyre should kick Jey Uso's head off for the World Championship.
Yeah, this was good. They perfectly... I mean, I understand why Drew McIntyre was allegedly pissed off about his spot at WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because...
The last year he's had, the CM Punk stuff, I'm sorry, he carried CM Punk
to be fair, they were given shit, and it was one of the best matches on the show.
That's because Drew McIntyre does that thing that all the promoters talk about. He makes the most of his minutes. You see that selfie he took in the middle of the match?
Yeah, this was great. This was brilliant.
Chef's kiss. Perfection.
And Damian Priest was just as good. Damian Priest was very good in this as well. I enjoyed this. This was one of my favourite favourite matches. To be fair, nothing bad to say about this. This over delivered what I was expecting.
Yeah, so, and that's exactly the sort of thing.
I think that's why I like. Yeah. I mean, if I rewatch it again, I might feel, it weren't that good.
Yeah,
maybe I'm just remembering it better, but it over delivered, and I enjoyed it.
I mean, the thing is, and one of the reasons why nobody was really interested in this match is because Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest don't have the same sort of history that all of the other high-profile matches on this card have.
I mean, I know there's like they've interacted, allegedly over the but there's
But the best thing about this now is that they do have a history now, and that this is the kind of thing that they can call back to if they ever get it back into the ring together.
I enjoyed this. This
is the beginning of a story rather than
we're 2 matches in, and I'm enjoying WrestleMania. This is now I'm watching WrestleMania. Night 1, I'm thinking, what the fuck was night 1?
Yeah.
This is WrestleMania. So this was a lot better.
Yeah.
Then we got Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Penta taking on challenging Bron Breakker in a 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship.
If I don't like Dominic Mysterio now, I'm probably never going to.
Did you enjoy this?
I enjoyed the match, but the ending to it just completely deflated me.
Really?
I can't stand Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to stand him. He's meant to be.
He's a fucking face now. Everyone's supposed to love him.
Well, everyone's cheering. I think he's just got over being a... I thoroughly enjoyed this. I enjoyed the... It was a WrestleMania moment, really. It was one of them ones, wasn't it? It's a WrestleMania moment. Give Dominic the championship.
I need to see how people react to him and how people care about him when he's not being shipped with one of the most fanciable women on the roster. Yeah,
I suppose. But, I mean, overall, as a WrestleMania match...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is WrestleMania.
Yeah, this is WrestleMania.
You know, you've got the new signing Penta. I mean... Like, what an advert for AEW people.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, Penta and Phoenix.
I mean, it was,
And even Ethan Page and...
Ethan Page and
having
having
a match on Stand and Deliver. But this was good fun. Bron Breakker was fantastic. I'm glad that he seems to be getting a bit of a push now with the main... Like, after this, now on
Absolutely.
Raw.
I mean, like, that to me... Like, people have already said it. They've already made the comparison... But it looks very much like Seth is running Evolution 2.0.
Yeah, good.
And Bron Breakker is not only the Batista character, he's also the Randy Orton character. Yeah. Because he's the young up-and-comer and he's the powerhouse.
Yeah, Bron's wicked. I mean, Bron's been fantastic since he first started.
Oh, yeah. He is one of those, like, he is not quite at the level of Brock Lesnar, but he's definitely got Brock Lesnar energy about him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's fantastic. That Frankenstein is good. That spear. Oh, and the speed he runs at. Oh, my God.
He did Carlito again, didn't he?
Yeah, through the table, from one table to the other.
I hope that just happens, like, every week.
But even the way he runs the ropes, there's no one like him.
No, yeah.
There's no one like him, and he's another one. You just look at him and you think that's a star.
See, and that's the thing. That is the example of the good type of Nepo baby. The one that actually reminds me of how good... his dad was, and how good his dad's brother, and how good they were in the tag team.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio does not remind me of Rey Mysterio in the slightest.
No. I do enjoy Dominic Mysterio, but just it depends. If he's not in the role that he's in, would I enjoy? Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. To me, Dominic Mysterio has that some bloke wandered off the street energy to me, and he will. I don't think he'll ever lose that for me. Maybe some people find that aspirational. That maybe I too could wander in off the street into a WWE
because I'm assuming.
He's a bloody Nepo baby.
Well, I'm assuming he's going to be turning face soon, and the rest of the Judgment Day are going to turn on him and stuff. I remember people like him when he was a babyface before, when he first came into it.
Yeah, but you've got he's relying really heavily on his family history with that.
Yeah,
I just feel like. If he doesn't have the connections that he's got, he's nowhere in this business.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but then that's with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
I don't like them either, most of them.
Yeah, true. Right, then we had another...
Here's one. Randy Orton.
Randy Orton was supposed to fight Kevin Owens.
Nepo baby, another one.
Randy Orton's he's far superior to his dad, though.
Oh, yeah, he is, yeah.
But supposedly fighting Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens unfortunately injured. So we had a mystery opponent.
I genuinely thought until the very last moment...
It was going to be Nick Aldis.
No, that it was going to be Kevin Owens,
and
that he'd fooled us all.
Oh.
But no, and I am not one of these people who looks at every single real life happenstance and goes, "Oh yeah, no, that's a work. They're working you, brother." And I'm not one of those people who does that. Mainly, I'm probably trying. I'm swallowing the copium because I just want Kevin Owens to be okay, and I know that he probably isn't, and that there is a very real possibility that he's had his last match.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So I was hoping for Kevin Owens right up until the last moment.
But anyway, we did get a nice surprise.
We did get a nice surprise.
We got Joe Henry.
Say his name and he appears.
He does. I thoroughly loved seeing Joe Henry come out with his music playing at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. The match, well, it was only like a 3-minute match. It was an half decent match. And then great finish to the match.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was it Joe Henry done a move to Randy Orton and Joe Henry done the turn to the camera.
And he got RKO'd.
And then he got RKO'd. Brilliant.
I mean...
Brilliant. Perfect.
If you've partnered up with WWE and they've given you a spot on WrestleMania, but they've also jobbed you out like hell,
To be fair, this was great. I thought there was.
You thought this was great? Okay.
I enjoyed. I thought this was brilliant. I'm very pleased with Joe Henry getting to do that at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, so the match itself, the surprise WrestleMania moment, great finish, seeing the arcade, great visuals, probably going to be played for years to come. The only problem is Joe Henry is the TNA World Champion.
This is the problem.
The TNA World Champion just got beat in 3 minutes in a joke match.
Exactly.
Right now, why the fuck does anyone care about TNA?
Yeah.
Why should I care about TNA?
I would not give a damn about TNA after this. And one of the things as well is that I don't see this happening to Moose. You know what I mean?
Well, Moose probably would say no, but
yeah.
But I mean, let's face it, TNA is now NXT's NXT.
Yeah. That is a very poor state of affairs.
If there was any doubt who the biggest wrestling companies are in the US now, you got WWE and AEW, and TNA ain't even in the fucking conversation.
No. TNA's on Anthem, mate. They're not they can't get and the worst bit about that is that until if WWE actually want to buy them, fantastic, because the channel that TNA is played on is the people who own TNA, so they're not going to get any more exposure. They're not going to be able to get on USA or something that.
The only they just want the video library, I suppose. That's about it. But then saying that, after the people that they got now, a lot of the people that were TNA, they're all getting on a bit now anyway. So does it really matter?
Exactly.
They just fucked TNA over. Well done, AAA. Looking forward to your relationship.
I know. I'm actually quite worried about that because
they're fucked.
Yeah,
they're fucked.
Because and that would then make CMLL a monopoly, and that is not something that you want if you're a Mexican wrestling fan. Because CMLL without competition becomes an old boys club.
Yeah.
At least this is what other people who have much more experience with lucha libre. Having fun.
But, I mean, they bought AAA just to piss off AEW, really, didn't they? There was another...
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the real story behind that is that AAA were the biggest Mexican wrestling promotion, or at least the most critically acclaimed one, for ages and ages and ages. And CMLL were absolutely shit in the bed by being an old boys club that ran Andrade and Rush and Dragon Lee out of the company because they weren't giving them the opportunities that they clearly were deserving.
Yeah.
And then I think it was sometime around the pandemic, there was a switch.
Yeah.
AAA became just an absolute bloated mess, and CMLL is putting on some of the best matches.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden AEW starts partnering with CMLL and AAA.
Yeah, and that's giving them the trifecta between New Japan, CMLL, and AEW.
Yeah,
and they're still the three biggest. Obviously, not AEW isn't in America, but New Japan, despite its troubles, despite its evident fall off, still easily the biggest promotion in Japan, and CMLL now the biggest promotion in Mexico.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Noah's next.
Getting back to the WrestleMania show. I enjoyed Randy Orton and Joe Henry. It was a great WrestleMania moment. It was a perfect thing to... It was 3 minutes of silliness, perfect for a WrestleMania, in my opinion. It's just you made TNA look shit.
Yeah.
And anyone in TNA now is... Anyone with a name value in TNA is going to be leaving.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. No, there's no way I mean, like, Jordan Grace is already gone.
Yeah, the only person you're going to have Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
That's it. You're going to have Tessa Blanchard. Well done. Good job keeping that one.
Oh, my word. Anyway, yeah. I've been fairly positive about the show so far, but I feel like it's now we've hit
Now we're going to shit all over it.
Yeah, we hit the peak. Like, we have literally gone to the top of the roller coaster, and now we are about to do that very steep drop off.
Yeah. Well, next up we had Lyra Valkyria.
No, you missed one.
Oh yeah. To be honest, I think I just chose to ignore that because it was shit. Right. No, sorry, we didn't have the women's match. We had Logan Paul versus AJ Styles, which
what a load of shit.
Now, Logan Paul's entrance was good. He's a cross-media star, so I understand why. He's famous outside wrestling.
Well done for saying that without throwing up in your mouth.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've never watched any of his shit. All I know is he did something in Japan. We won't talk about that. Fun times. But still.
Google it if you want, but I don't advise it.
Yeah, but anyway, so, I understand why he is on WrestleMania. Because you want eyes on your... it's like having Mr. T in the main event of WrestleMania 1. Mm-hmm. It's like having Mike Tyson as a special... I understand this. But he's fighting AJ Styles, so I expect... I mean, because I've heard really good things about Logan Paul's matches. Mm-hmm. I've never seen one, really.
I have.
Well, unless... Didn't he have one on Raw a little while ago? Yeah. I think, it was alright. But...
This is his worst performance ever.
This was like nearly 20 minutes, and this was dog shit.
This is the moment when everybody stops saying that, oh, it's annoying how good Logan Paul is. Oh my God, he's so great. Oh no, he does the buckshot lariat better than Hangman Adam Page.
He can't wrestle.
Firstly, fuck off, does he?
No,
you are like looking at the wrong thing. If you think Logan Paul does the buckshot lariat better than Hangman Adam Page, then you are just looking at the flip. You're not looking at the actual important part of the move where he actually hits the fucking lariat.
Yeah, this match was... I mean, you've had a bad match with AJ Styles. I mean, to be honest, I haven't watched much of AJ Styles in the last decade because obviously I haven't been watching, but I didn't think it was possible for AJ Styles to have a shitty match.
Right, so AJ Styles in WWE is a bit of a anomaly. Like, he started out, and especially he started out wrestling against Chris Jericho. And then the next year is a WrestleMania match was against Shinsuke Nakamura. And that AJ Styles was not the AJ Styles that we know and remember, that we know and love. And then, a bit later on, he gets himself involved in like the main event scene with Brock Lesnar and John Cena. And you think to yourself, well, AJ Styles is just going to be the same bloke that he's been for the last 2 years. And suddenly he's pulling out match of the year candidates left, right and centre. And he has been incredible since then, I would say probably up until the pandemic, where once again he's had some very bright spots. So, for example, the match he had last year with Cody Rhodes was really good. But he's had his ups and downs with WWE. And this, unfortunately, one of the biggest downs, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't really much of a build to this. I don't remember much of it. It was a bit piss poor. And it was just spots. There was no wrestling match.
It was no cohesion.
It was just spots.
Go do this thing, go do that thing. It really showcased Logan Paul, because I think this is his longest match ever. It really showcased Logan Paul's limitations.
It didn't play to his strengths, did it, at all?
I thought he was going to be like the next world champion. I thought he was going to beat Cody Rhodes. I really did. And they've kind of taken him from being this incredible, once-in-a-lifetime generation. This guy came from another industry, not even athletics, but in something completely different.
Yeah.
And he wowed everybody with his professional wrestling. And they've turned him into a mid-carder.
Yeah.
And I don't know how
they can bring it back. I don't know how they can bring that back now because he can't win us over with his outstanding wrestling ability.
No, he can't do that, and he can't win us over with his personality.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's doing like flips and stuff with Ricochet and people like that. I mean, and that's all what I was expecting here. But yeah, this was. If you took this off the card and slotted in that triple threat match from night one, you got an half decent WrestleMania there.
Yeah,
what I've seen so far. But this was shit.
Yeah.
This was wank. This was. I mean, I couldn't believe my eyes while I was seeing an AJ Styles match this bad.
Yeah.
This was. I mean, I weren't expecting much because the build was shit. But this was.
I mean, you know, AJ Styles, you're talking to two, like, I think me and you first bonded over wrestling because we were TNA fans.
Yeah, TNA, yeah.
And, like, you know, AJ Styles was a cornerstone of that promotion. If only
TNA was at its best when you started watching wrestling.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
2004, weren't it?
And if you want to know how kind of a broken wrestling fan I am, my, like, favourite thing, the thing that really got me into professional wrestling, not just, you know, like, watching the WWE when I was a small child, but, like, knowing that I'd be watching this for the rest of my life as an adult, was watching TNA's X Division.
Yeah. But this was the second longest match on the card.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just dragged. It was boring.
It was. Yeah, it was longer than the triple threat match.
Yeah, it was nearly 20 minutes of shit. It was poo.
Ugh.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No.
Fuck Logan Paul.
I genuinely do not remember anything about this women's tag team match except for the fact that Becky Lynch came back.
You know what? Well, I don't remember much because they literally did the rematch on Raw, so I can remember the Raw match.
Yeah,
I can't remember this.
I think about the rematch on Raw.
So we had
that.
Lyra Valkyria and supposed to be Bayley taking on Liv and Raquel, and somehow Bayley got injured, which I didn't. There was no video package or anything to show us what happened. All of a sudden, we just found
she's been benched for Becky Lynch,
which really pissed me off because Bayley has been one of the best women in WWE this year. Like this has been building for the whole year with Bayley. So I don't understand. Now I understand. So basically,
I wonder if this is a Bayley contract year.
Yeah, we had
and she's her best friend is Mercedes Moné.
Well, basically what happened on the show is so Bayley's supposedly injured, and then we had a returning Becky Lynch. Big pop, WrestleMania moment. I get that, thumbs up, but it came at the expense of not having Bayley on the show, which I was a bit annoyed about, really, because I was really looking forward to seeing Bayley wrestle because I've been kind of enjoying this little story that we've had. I enjoy Lyra Valkyria. I've been enjoying the interactions with Liv and Raquel. Yeah, I've been so.
I mean, the thing is, Lyra Valkyria is Irish, and she has become pretty much, for that fact and that fact alone, Becky Lynch's project.
Yeah,
it's the reason why Becky Lynch turned heel yesterday at the Raw after Mania, because she wants to go into a program with Lyra Valkyria and try to elevate her to a star. I ain't sure that she's there yet.
But I assume that was just what was going to happen with Bayley. This would make so much. So basically, on Raw last night, for anyone who didn't see it, they won the titles, and then they lost the titles on Raw. So and then Becky Lynch turned on Lyra and attacked her. So I'm assuming we're going to have an Intercontinental title feud there. Yeah, but that should have been Bayley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bayley should have won and turned on Lyra. That's where the build's been going since January. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? And then you have the rematch on Raw, which was, I think, a bit better than the actual WrestleMania match. Yeah.
Not that I would know. I didn't actually see it, but yeah. I just cannot remember a thing about this. I
remember watching it at the time, and I remember thinking it was an half-decent tag team match. And I enjoyed Becky coming out and the big, like, the crowd pop and all that, WrestleMania moment, yeah. But at the expense of Bayley, it's kind of the same with the Randy Orton match. I enjoyed it, but that was at the expense of the TNA champion. And this is at the expense of Bayley, who's put in all the work since January. She's been on Raw, she's been on SmackDown, she's been on NXT, building the storyline with Lyra, with Roxanne Perez, like all this, and then she gets benched. She's not on WrestleMania. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Come to AEW. Go back to NXT. Fuck this lot. So in that sense, this is like just pissed me off. It really did. I felt really, really pissed. Right, on that note, I'm going to open another beer before we get into the fucking shit show that was next.
John Cena.
Hold on, let me finish my
all right.
You didn't even tell him what you were drinking. We didn't even say what we were drinking. So I've just had a Bud Light because I'm
And I am unfortunately in the position where I am. It's not a great idea for me to be drinking at the minute, so I am on Dunbar Zero.
Oh no. Well, I'm going to go on to my next Bud Light then, since that one's got that doom. I was going to try that, but it's got no alcohol in it, so...
Yeah, no. Don't fucking bother with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to. So anyway, hold on, away from the... Don't get your mic on my beer. There we go. Nice beer. Right, I've got me another beer now. We can... Should we talk about this? Should we plug the Let's plug the socials. Let's make them wait. Let's make them wait. Plug the socials.
LOB Cast Wrestling on everything.
No, LOB Wrestling.
LOB Wrestling.
Can't even plug the socials right, late.
I need it in front of me. I need to actually see
LOB Wrestling on all the socials.
You're the one who got the social media.
We're on the Blue Sky. We're on the X. There is a Instagram one, but not really because.
I do the tech, you do the social.
We don't do the pictures, And big news, we are planning on putting this on Spotify.
Yep, Spotify this week. I don't think we're going to be putting it on Apple Podcasts this week. I think that'll probably have to be something that happens next week.
So will that be this episode and our back catalogue, preferably? We're going to put...
Oh, yeah, we probably should put up the back catalogue.
We'll put the back catalogue on, just so it's there.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
How do I do that? Okay.
Well, there's no rush, but it is coming. So hopefully, before the next Lobcast, they should all be on Spotify.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do it like that.
And if you follow us on our socials at LOB Wrestling, we will tell you when it's all on Spotify.
Absolutely.
Then you can not faff around with YouTube. Because I know a couple people have asked us. So, yeah. So if you want to consume our content, because we're content creators now, if you want to consume our content, that's it. Right, we've plugged socials. We've talked about everything else. Do we still want to make them wait and talk about the Wrestle Club, or should we wait till after? Should we edge them some more, or should we just do?
Do we want to do Wrestle Club now,
or do you want to or should we whinge and then finish on something more positive?
Well. Your recommendation was really, really good, so we can finish on a high note.
Let's finish on because your recommendation wasn't the. Funny enough,
was that only 2 weeks ago? That feels like years ago.
Funny enough, it wasn't as bad as WrestleMania, so we'll talk about that. Let's talk about the main event. John Cena, big match. John taking on the world champion, the undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes,
for a record 17th.
John Cena is now, a record 17-time world champion. He won the match. It was great. Not.
Jesus fucking Christ. This was the death of professional wrestling.
This was dog shit.
I have heard such utter bollocks from people saying that, it was bad on purpose.
No.
It was, it's a deconstruction of professional wrestling.
I'm going to say this now, right? I did not expect this to be a good match.
No.
This match was about the spectacle. It's John Cena. It's Cody Rhodes. We was going to have the run-ins. We was going to have the shenanigans and bullshit.
We didn't have a run-in. We had a walk-in.
Right? We had some shenanigans. We definitely had bullshit. But we didn't have the spectacle and we didn't have a wrestling match. This was utter shit. There was no Rock. Where the fuck was... Why did The Rock come out and start interfering with this storyline and then not show up at WrestleMania?
Firstly, I would like to say, I don't think The Rock saves this. I think The Rock coming out to do a load of bollocks at the end of this match does not erase the 20-minute period.
It would have been better than that fucking rapper dipshit coming out, though.
Oh, good Lord.
Honestly, who is this guy? You know what? It's his music that's been playing for the God knows how many months, isn't it, on everything, when you see the wrestlers coming to... That's his... What a fucking shit tune. Your music shit. I hope you just fuck off. Just fucking done with this crap. Oh my God. Travis Scott is who we're talking about. He came... Right, so we had... John Cena's entrance was great. He had no bells and whistles, playing into heel turn. Cody Rhodes came out with a fucking Iron Man mask, which was ridiculously stupid, but good.
I mean, it was like that.
Yeah.
It opened on its own, and like that was the big reveal of his entire entrance. And it was like,
you know, it was WrestleMania. It was spectacle. I wasn't expecting the match to be good. I was expecting just, you know,
we were expecting soap opera shenanigans.
The match started. Heel John Cena can't wrestle as a heel, apparently.
This is
we can debate whether John Cena could wrestle in the first place, but he sure as shit can't wrestle as a heel.
He wrestled fucking fantastically during his US title run.
I could have muted this match and heard him call his spots.
You could have heard him say it from space.
You know, the people in the nosebleed seats heard him fucking call his spots.
But then again, he was doing that shit deliberately because that's a feature of John Cena matches.
Oh, this was fucking... The only good bit I enjoyed was when he was doing the 5 moves of doom very slowly.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that bit, right?
But then Cody Rhodes stops him from doing the 5-knuckle shuffle, which looked like it would be the one thing that John Cena has actually given us as professional wrestling fans from his previous runs, and Cody Rhodes stopped it. That was the moment that Cody Rhodes started to get boos rained down upon him.
I mean, to be honest, this match was shit. And to be honest, I knew the match was shit, but I didn't hate it, really. Because I was expecting a shit match until then that fucking music hit. That shitty music that we've been hearing non-stop for months. Travis Scott's music hit. And then he takes 20 minutes to walk to the fucking ring.
I know there's been plenty of run-ins in professional wrestling. I've never seen a walk-in.
This was like... It was like... Why? Why was he hit? Like... Just fuck Travis Scott. This was shit. He walked down to the ring so slow. Mae Young could have got there quicker. Mae Young now could have got there quicker, and she's fucking dead. You know, this was fucking...
I'm bewildered.
Oh, why?
I am bewildered.
Why they let this man near a wrestling ring after what he done at Elimination Chamber? I don't know.
Where he almost murdered Cody Rhodes?
Well, yeah, where he like busted his eardrum. Why they let... Like, what is this? Like, and to be honest, if he would have come out and then all of a sudden The Rock's music hit, maybe he could have had a different story. But he comes out... The referee is fucking down for God knows how long, considering how long he took. And then... What did he do? I can't even remember what he'd done. Oh, he interfered a bit. Then he got a crossroads, which was kind of fun, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then we get to the end of the match, where John Cena gets the title.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes manages to get the title off of him.
This was the shittest thing that I have seen in professional wrestling in quite some time.
So, I mean, you might be able to put this more eloquently. Do you want to describe this, or shall I describe what happened?
Cody Rhodes makes a cuck out of himself.
But that is very eloquent. So, fuck me. Cody Rhodes manages to get the title off of John Cena. And then Cody Rhodes is standing there with the title, and he's debating whether or not he should hit John Cena with the title. The referee's down at this point. He decided whether he should be the bad guy or the good guy, or, you know, and I think we've kind of gone past this point where he should have to worry about it. You know, John Cena brought the belt in. He's not going to be a bad guy if he hits him with it. And then Cody Rhodes debates for twice as long as he should have done, and then tosses the title down. John Cena played it well, giving it the heel, please don't hit me. He tosses the title down, and then John Cena just kicks him in the nuts. Cody Rhodes looks like a fucking idiot at this point. And then, does he get pinned straight off of the nut shot? Or does he actually do a move to him after? I can't remember.
I think he does a AA to him. I think he hits him with the belt.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
He kicks him in the nuts.
Hits him with the
belt.
And
then he picks up the belt and hits Cody Rhodes. John Cena hits Cody Rhodes with the belt. Covers him. 1, 2, 3. John Cena's the champion. Like... I mean, I knew John Cena was going to win. That's not the problem. John Cena winning is not the problem. John Cena having a crap match necessarily ain't
the problem. We've seen a lot of those. We've had to put up with that.
But Travis Scott, no Rock, and then it just finishes, making Cody Rhodes, we've watched Cody Rhodes finish his story.
Yeah.
We've watched him be the champion for the year.
This is how it ends.
And then this is how it ended. And it's just like, this is like, I would much rather have watched Jon Moxley at this fucking point.
Do you know what? That was going to be my question, the thing I ended up with. What was worse, this or Mox Edge?
No, Mox Edge was better than this.
I agree. I honestly agree.
The only thing this had going for it is it had the spectacle at the beginning. Because it was John Cena and it was the big build-up. It's WrestleMania, I could get on board with that. You can, we've had fucking Sid have a fucking main event match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I could get on board with the match not being particularly good as long as the spectacle and the story's there. We saw Rock versus Hulk Hogan in a main event match. And let's face it, Rock, Hogan wasn't no spring chicken at that point.
Not at all.
And they stood around for 20 minutes before they did anything. So when the spectacle and the story's there, you can get away with some bullshit. Right? But unfortunately, Travis Scott coming out and just fucking, I don't know what he was doing. And then no Rock. Why did The Rock get involved in this storyline?
I know why The Rock got involved in the storyline. Right. I reckon the John Cena heel turn had been in the books for weeks, maybe even months.
I've heard rumour that maybe the initial plan was to have him turn heel here. Right. As opposed to Chamber.
Okay.
Regardless how you done it, this was executed very badly.
I personally think that all of the John Cena heel stuff was locked in for ages.
Oh, yeah.
And then The Rock was like, wait, you guys are turning John Cena heel? Not without me, you're not. And he just inserted himself in for one night or two nights and knowing he wouldn't even be at WrestleMania because he's, Rock, I'm sorry to any one of you who are a bit disillusioned at this point, he doesn't give a fuck about professional wrestling. He uses it as an advert to promote his movies.
Yeah.
John Cena cares about... The Rock cares about having a $1 billion movie. And he's currently got, I think, 3, maybe 4 of them. 2 of them, he was a voice actor. And the other 2, because I think Moana and Moana 2 both made $1 billion each. And then the other 2 were the Fast and Furious franchise. And if you know about The Rock's involvement in the Fast and Furious franchise, then you'll know that he will never be in another one of those movies. So right now, he's filming Moana, or he's filming this MMA film that he's doing where he's hoping that he's going to win an Oscar or at least be nominated for one. Good luck with that, by the way, Dwayne. And that's what he cares about.
Yeah,
those are his priorities.
I'm not going to say, obviously John Cena, Cody Rhodes should have main evented WrestleMania. It was the big stars. It had the prestige going in. It had the story going in. But they just fucking shit the bed big time with it.
Absolutely.
I don't think anyone was expecting a good match.
No.
There's not big, we was expecting not a good match. We was expecting Cody to get screwed.
Yep.
But Travis Scott, why Travis Scott?
One of the big things as well, and I think the absolute worst thing about this entire match is the fact that for ages and ages and ages, they have been protecting Cody Rhodes from being booed so much. They had Kevin Owens doing run-ins on Cody Rhodes, not on the show, but in the back, so that they could get caught by video cameras that would then get posted on social media, because they didn't want anybody to cheer Kevin Owens as he was beating up Cody Rhodes. And the same thing here. The reason why John Cena is a heel in this run is so that Cody Rhodes has an iconic heel to battle against. But they made him boo him.
And now you're going to get John Cena holding the belt hostage for the year, which I understand. Looks like he's going to be fighting Randy Orton next.
Oh my God.
I don't expect the match to be good, but it calls back to the history. So, I can get on board with that. But the thing is, we all know that at the end of John Cena's year, Cody Rhodes is going to be taking it back.
Yeah.
Right? It's so predictable. And I don't want Cody Rhodes to get it back. Not after what I've just seen happen to him. He looks like a chump.
He looks like an absolute idiot. The whole thing is going to be the next time that he fights, he's going to hit him with a belt this time.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, you know, and I know that sometimes predictable booking can be extremely narratively satisfying.
Yeah, it was just it's
not I'm not in the mood at the minute. They're going to have some work to do to get me back involved.
You know, you had a bad match anyway, and then the Travis Scott walk-in. I mean, even if he would have run, it might have been better. I don't know. But I mean, the fact that I know they didn't advertise The Rock, but the fact that The Rock was involved in this storyline at all would suggest that there would be something with The Rock, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but have Travis. I mean, even you could have had anyone could have run in at this point, and it would have been better.
Yeah.
But it's just, it was shit. It was shit.
It was bewildering. It was, you know, and now they have put off people. They have protected Cody Rhodes for so long. I think if they do ever start booing Cody Rhodes, the more they put it off, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah.
He will go from being one of the top baby faces in the company to not being able to do
a
move without.
The same thing happened in AEW.
Yeah. Why did they think it would be a good idea to have John Cena do one of the only things that he has done with the crowd in mind the entire time that he's been doing this, and have Cody Rhodes stop him? Why did he stop him doing the 5-knuckle shuffle? Why did they not anticipate the idea that the crowd might turn on Cody Rhodes? John Cena didn't do a 5-knuckle shuffle the entire match. No. He won't ever do a 5-knuckle shuffle in a WrestleMania ever again. And these people, this was the most expensive WrestleMania of all time. And this is what they gave them to end it with.
I mean, if they carry on with this bullshit, next year's won't be the most expensive.
Nah.
You know,
I mean, you would think so.
People, I mean, I'm not being... I've been watching WWE now since January, like back into it full time. And I don't care. No one is going to tell me that this is better than AEW.
No one's going to.
This isn't better than their own developmental brand.
No. Like, you know, Stand and Deliver was probably...
it was a better show. It was a better formatted show than this.
I do think I preferred Dynamite, I've got to say. But, like I say, if you're ranking them, then I wouldn't put any of WWE's main programming in the top 3 of this week.
I mean, this could have... If you would have... obviously, the main event's going to be the main event, and it is. Sometimes it is you leave them, unfortunately. But, you know, if you would have taken out Logan Paul and put in the night 1 main event, I think you might have had a decent WrestleMania on here. Maybe you could have taken out the tag team match and that. But, you know, you could have... There is the makings of a good WrestleMania, but I think you've got to the point where they want to put too many people on the card, so WrestleMania became 8 hours long. And then they thought, let's put it over 2 days. And now they're having trouble filling the card with good stuff.
Yeah.
They can fill the card with people. They just can't fill it with good stuff. And it's, this was...
Crap.
Stop playing YouTube on. But, yeah, this was... no edits.
No edits.
But, yeah, this was... unfortunately, this ruined... largely a forgettable WrestleMania, to be fair. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like we started talking about night 2 very positively, continuing on from a very positive end to night 1.
Yeah.
But there is one night of good WrestleMania in here, and even that I probably wouldn't put in the top 10.
And the thing is, you've got 2 nights, so you've got 8 hours of show, and you've barely got 4 hours of wrestling in that time. Anyway, it's bloated with... I think it was... I ain't calculating. I think night 1 was 90 minutes of wrestling.
Yeah.
In a 4-hour show. I don't know what was on this. I ain't can't calculate that. But, you know, if you've only got about 3 hours of wrestling, why you could have just done a 5-hour show.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I've been to AEW's All-In event where you have got no breathing space between the matches whatsoever. Your bladder will take a fucking battering.
But was we tired at any point during those AEW? We were both All-Ins we've been to.
Yeah.
Did you feel tired at any point?
No, I mean, like, don't get me wrong.
I mean, the second year we did have Mercedes Moné versus Britt Baker to have a bit of a breather and a piss and stuff. But, you know, and Chris Jericho singing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, I mean, I wasn't. We sat there because we sat there and we watched the whole pre-show and we was there from like 3 o'clock till 10 or 11, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I wasn't tired, so you can watch a long wrestling show, providing it's good. Mm-hmm. This wasn't. Sorry.
Just wasn't. It just It's not WrestleMania. That's the thing.
To be honest, right, a bad show could be a bad show, a good show could be a good show, but this is supposedly the tippity top of professional wrestling.
Yeah. And not once did it feel like it.
No, it wasn't.
Especially at the moment that it really needed
to. The first half of this show did. Mm-hmm. The main event of night one and the first hour or so of this show.
Yeah, so it's not exactly the order, like the preferred order, but that
from Tiffany Stratton
down to Randy Orton and Joe Hendry, obviously.
Yeah, the last 2 matches of night one, and then the first 4 matches of night.
I mean, two. Do a bit of rearranging there. You've got yourself a PLE.
Yeah,
yeah.
You got yourself an half decent show.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's it. Yeah, you had a decent. You need one world champion. Sorry, one world champion. There's 2
one mid card title.
Yeah,
a fun little piece of bollocks in the middle. A hardcore match,
right,
and a blood feud, and that's it. That is your WrestleMania. That is a damn fine PLE.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately,
bookended.
I enjoyed the Elimination Chamber and the Rumble more than this.
Yeah. Both of those shows easily for me.
Or better than this.
Eclipsed this one. Yeah.
So we had 2 nights of WrestleMania, and there's not a match of the year contender on there.
No,
and this is supposed to be the cream of the crop of WrestleMania of the professional wrestling world.
Yeah, like I say, the last week's worth of wrestling, the match of the year contender is Ospreay Takeshita.
Yeah, and even that, I don't think that's match of the year, but it's in the conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
but I mean, you've had 2 nights, 2 4-hour shows, and you can't produce a match worthy to be in the conversation.
No.
Maybe Seth Rollins, the triple threat match, you consider.
Maybe Skye.
Or maybe Skye, maybe those 2. But I still wouldn't class them.
I don't think by the end of this year I'm gonna think to myself, there are not 10.
Well, I can think of 3 matches now off the top of my head that are better than them.
Yeah.
And that one of them's a WWE. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was better. Will Ospreay and Carl Fletcher's cage match was better, and Kenny Omega's triple threat match.
Yeah,
from the last Dynasty. Dynasty. Dynasty.
And let's face it, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, massively better than this.
And that, and I didn't enjoy that one.
Oh yeah, no, of course
I didn't enjoy that match.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that.
I'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
See, the thing is, it took me out of it because he was hurt, and now look, he actually is hurt.
Yeah.
See? So maybe I was right.
Maybe you were right.
Maybe I was right.
He went hell for leather the last 2, and I think he probably would have done the same thing.
But yeah, I mean, that ladder match was still better than a lot of this shit. Anyway, even though I got taken out, it was still better than a lot of this. So, yeah, there's some fun spots. Ray Phoenix, fun. Yeah. Drew McIntyre was a pleasant surprise. Randy Orton had a good fun. 2 good triple threat matches.
Yeah.
But yeah, largely forgettable.
Oh.
Forgettable, really.
I'm knackered.
Yeah.
It's... ending with that John Cena thing is just... It's baffling. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand how you defend that. I genuinely don't. It was bad on purpose because he's trying to be the anti-entertainment heel. Well, I'm sorry. If you try to give me anti-entertainment, then I'm going to be anti-entertained.
Wow. I mean, so unfortunately you've had to listen... I don't know how long we've been going, but you've had to listen to... us ramble about this show.
Time check.
But
we are. Oh god, this is.
It's alright. It's the WrestleMania special. We're good.
Yeah, that's
it's a WrestleMania special.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry you've had to listen to over an hour of us talk about that. But I told you in the first few seconds this was Wankermania. Wankermania 41 was wank, unsurprisingly. But anyway,
bad build,
bad finish, bad stuff. Just crap. Fuck off. But anyway, let's finish on some positivity. Because we did do some recommendations last time.
Yep.
You recommended me the glorious match of the Ambrose Asylum. So thank you for that, Lee. You can pleasantly go fuck yourself.
I will.
Because it was god awful. I mean, it was fun. It was fun silliness.
Yeah, it's you know, like...
I knew it. You told me it was bad.
It's almost so bad it's good.
You told me it was bad. It was fun silly. It was shit, to be fair. But so we won't go into that. But I recommended to you what is commonly known as TLC4 from, 2000 and something? Or early 2000s.
Yeah, this is just... I just brought up the... Kane, who was supposed to be with Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
No, Hurricane Helms. You mean.
Hurricane Helms. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. The fuck am I saying? Versus
Spike and Bubba Dudley.
Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy, Christian and Chris Jericho. And like we mentioned, Kane's on his own. Yeah. What?
You'd never seen this, had you?
No, I've never seen it, no. And it was just absolutely like everything you want from a Raw. I don't know if it was the main event because I saw it standalone, so I don't know if it was
the main event. I think it was the main event, yeah.
Just, it's everything.
Yeah, because unfortunately, this one isn't on Netflix. This Raw isn't on Netflix.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Yeah. Most of 2001 and 2000, funny enough, isn't on Netflix. And those are those are my years, man. Those are, But so it has been hard for me to try and find matches for you because obviously I would have gone to those Raws, finding matches, and obviously a lot of the main pay-per-views like WrestleMania, you've seen a lot. I mean, I do have a good one for you this year. But so you enjoyed this. I'm glad you enjoyed this.
Oh yeah. Like the Walls of Jericho on top of the ladder. Was it Walls of Jericho on top of the ladder?
The Walls of Jericho to I want to say Christian.
I literally watched this as soon as I got in.
No, he done it to Van Dam, didn't he?
Van Dam, yeah. I literally watched this as soon as I got in after we went to the pub last week. So, yeah, like the other wrestling that I've seen is kind of,
overshadowed it. But yeah, if you haven't watched this match, it's...
it lives up to the hype.
It is in this description in the last doobly-doo.
It is...
And when was it? It was 2003.
Yeah.
It was TLC4. Just Google TLC, you'll find it. It's on WWE's YouTube channel. But yeah, great match.
One of the great Ruthless Aggression era matches.
I do have a good. I have a recommendation for you today. I went back and rewatched it today just to make sure it was as good as I remember. Because a lot of these matches, Lee, I haven't seen for 20 years, so I have to go back and watch them still. So you're Googling your one, very professional.
Yeah, just making sure that I know what the actual event is.
Well, I know what my one is. So the match I'm hoping you haven't seen this.
Okay.
2001 King of the Ring. Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon in a street fight.
Oh, that is infamous. I have not seen the whole thing properly.
I'm assuming you've seen the spots.
I have seen 1,000 top 10 bloodiest moment lists. This is one of those things that, like Adam Blampier basically made his living out of talking about for God knows how long.
I went back and rewatched this today, and it is a good match.
Yeah.
I thought if it's Attitude Era nonsense, it is Attitude Era. 2001, yes, Attitude Era to me anyway.
Yeah.
But it's Attitude Era nonsense. It's violent. Commentary by Paul Heyman and JR. Probably the greatest. I think.
I did not appreciate Paul Heyman's commentary when we had it. I don't know how I'd feel about it now, even because I remember thinking he was loud and obnoxious, and I remember breathing a sigh of relief and cheering Jerry Lawler coming back, which these days makes me feel quite dirty. But yeah, no. Anyway, the match I'm recommending to you: The Shield versus the Wyatt family, Elimination Chamber 2004.
Okay, 2004.
So
I've got another match with Moxley in it, so I'm a bit dubious.
Well, we were talking about, was Moxley ever any good? And I will say...
He was when he had two other dudes.
Yeah, I will say, when he had, this may be a Dean Ambrose thing, but yeah, because this one's readily available. And you've seen all the stuff that he did during the pandemic.
John Moxley was good when he was with two guys that mid-carded a WrestleMania with CM Punk.
Genuinely, though, this is
I will check this out.
Shield, Wyatt family, one of the greatest feuds in WWE history. Genuinely fantastic.
Well, I'll watch this, and I'll watch the video package that precedes the match as well.
Oh, yes. Absolutely do that, yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. I hope you enjoy King of the Ring. I know you've probably seen some bits.
Yeah, like, I'm going to wince like all hell at some of this.
See if you can spot when Shane McMahon gets his concussion.
Yeah. Is it when the back of his skull cracks against the...
Yeah, one of the times his skull cracks against the floor.
Do it to me.
Because obviously you've seen a clip with Kurt Angle suplex and stuff, but what you don't realise until you watch the match back is how many times they had to do that to get that spot to go. So just watch it. We'll talk about it next time.
You have to throw a human being through a plate of glass before it shatters.
Exactly.
I will find out.
Yeah, quite a few. It was good. Yeah, good old fashioned Attitude Era stuff. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I was just debating in my mind whether that was when do you consider the Attitude Era, Lee?
Because
I've consensus is like it was from what is it, Survivor Series from the Montreal up until when they did the logo change, which I think is a bit far.
So for me, like the way I've always heard it described to me, it is a Montreal screw job up until McMahon. Stone Cold does the deal with the devil.
Oh, so WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, like WrestleMania 17 is literally the funeral of the Attitude Era. It's one of the reasons why it's so good.
Now, see, I personally consider it a bit longer than that.
Okay.
I like to go a nice tidy 5-year period.
Oh, what?
I like to go from WrestleMania 13 because that was the double turn.
Yeah.
The Rock Brett double turn, which is a bit early for. I think that's the same year as the screw job, though, isn't it? That's the same year.
Yeah.
But just obviously a few minutes earlier. So I like to go from there until WrestleMania 18.
Oh, okay.
Because I consider 2001, a lot of 2001 Attitude Era. Because that's when you had a lot of... didn't you have like a lot of the... like the WCW bite, like the
invasion.
So so obviously with the death of WCW and finally, that's the definitive end of the Monday Night War storyline wise.
Yeah.
So I think WrestleMania 18 when the NWO lose and things like, I personally think that's the end of, because that's 2002 WrestleMania 18.
Yeah.
But it's more not necessarily, but I've considered 2001 because 2001 isn't that the year when the Stone Cold wins the Rumble again, and you had a really great backlash, and So to me, anyway, positive notes. Attitude Era better than WrestleMania 41.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, check us out on the LOB Wrestling on the socials. We'll sort out some Spotify stuff so you can listen without having to look at a shit thumbnail.
We might actually have the outro written down next time, so we actually have all this done properly.
Yeah, we usually end with 2 famous words anyway. Fuck off.